Ladies and gentlemen, please stay in the room because we are going to say thank you and to summarize and to invite you for the next symposium. It can be interesting also for you. Robert, please come with me. Laura, please stay at the stage, and I would like to invite also Heta Hedman to the stage. I swear it will be short.
Hello. Hi. Okay.
We are changing our identities shortly.
Yes.
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank to all of you being here in the room and also being contacted with us through the internet. Last 4 days we spoke about commemorating and narrating freedom. We spoke about freedom as a challenge for education and public history, grand narratives and different kinds of conceptualization of freedom, and in this context, the development of the ability to think critically and about the resonance with society, what is meaningful for the audience. We, of course, spoke about modern technologies in historical education and modern technologies being a part of our culture and the civilization at the same time, which is very interesting connection between both those notions. Participation in the process of shaping the museum's narratives and importance of contrasting and constructing structures of active participation by planning and functioning the museums. I hope you enjoyed this time, and now I would like to invite you to next symposium, which, as you may imagine, will be taking place in Helsinki, in Finland. We will be sending to all of you an information exact about the dates, but I would like to give the floor to representatives of our two partner institutions, Historian Without Borders, Heta Hedman, and University of Helsinki, Professor Laura Kolbe. I would like to start with Heta.
Thank you. You can hear me, right? Yes. So, on behalf of Historians Without Borders, I would like to welcome you to Helsinki next summer, 2025. I will just briefly tell you a little bit about the theme. The symposium will take place on the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the Magna Carta of Peace as part of the Conference on Security and Cooperation in Europe, as well as the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. And of course, these issues will be present surely in the discussions during the symposium. And on behalf of our organization, the symposium, of course, will be very timely, as Finland will chair the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe in 2025. And due to the chairpersonship, Historians Without Borders has launched a pilot project, which is called OSCE by All. And the aim is to elevate civil society voices in discussions of the history, as well, of course, of the future of the OSCE, as well as historical reflection on the 50 years anniversary of the Helsinki Final Act, and of course its impact on human rights and security in Europe. So just very briefly, we will, of course, be very happy to share the results of this project or the observations and discuss them with you in Helsinki. So I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Imagine we will be starting in the Finlandia Hall, in the very memory place in Helsinki, located in the center of the city, and then go to the University of Helsinki.
Yeah, thank you. I maybe go over
as
here.
you wish.
Yes. And hoping to get, please, the slideshow if you can make it. It was here, exactly, yes. So, you're most welcome next year, this time, or a little bit later, to Helsinki. Just giving you a short taste what Helsinki is all about. I presume not many hands are raised if I ask how many of you have been in Helsinki or Finland or the other cities. So, most welcome. The context is the history and the sea. Opening up, you could maybe say that Helsinki opens up towards the sea, as mentioning towards the Europe. It's part of the city's identity. And the Baltic Sea at the moment is, as you maybe have followed up or not, strategically and militarily very central in the area. Either dividing or uniting. At the moment, it's the sea of division, unfortunately. Okay, little bit about, very shortly, I know everybody's hungry, about the layers in Helsinki. And I tend to call them royal, imperial, and republican. The royal town of Helsinki, established by the Swedish king, 1550, it's not very much is visible of that. Except the fortress of Sveaborg in Swedish, Viapori or Suomenlinna in Finnish. It's of course layered, a kind of northern Gibraltar, and how this fortress has been used politically and military is one of the memory places I hope we can visit next year and tell the story. The most interesting and comparable with the other capital cities in Central Europe is the face of Helsinki as being imperial provincial capital city. This, as you can recognize, is a picture of St. Petersburg. But when going on to Helsinki, you can follow up how power and authority was shaped partly in connection with the Russian Imperium during the 19th century, and how the royal wooden town was changed into imperial capital city with the presence of Russian emperors' personal interest in shaping the city center. And you can still see the old buildings in present use, the former Senate House, Prime Minister's home today, not anymore emperor's portrait, but the president's portrait behind. You can see that how the house of General Governor is today used by the city of Helsinki. We hopefully are able to visit the city hall. I tried to push. Yes, the Imperial Palace is still the presidential palace today. So you can see the continuity, which is an essential part of Helsinki's history. No statues are torn down, no buildings are reshaped, but the functions exist there. I wonder, this is a little bit stiff. I would like to go one step back. Okay, it doesn't work. So the churches are from the 19th century up. The entertainment, the main hotel, today houses the city hall, the municipal power. The monuments are there, the imperial monuments as well, and many of the buildings are in the same use. That's most interesting to know. The development of being in a national capital city for both Finnish-speaking and Swedish-speaking Finns took place at the end of 19th century, where national institutions like theater, I mentioned the National Museum in the middle, the National Gallery of Atheneum and railway station were established as symbols of nation state. And of course, at the same time, the political movements were centered, as mentioned, around the language issue, Finnish or Swedish, the statue of Runeberg, a kind of Mickiewicz of Finland, the national poet, And of course, the growing working class, Helsinki being the industrial center, created tensions. Maybe the most important lieu de mémoire is located here, when General Mannerheim, who was the white leader of the Civil War, donated or gave the right to power to the civil servants of the state and city. It's a deeply symbolic moment. You can see the German presence, but among others, you can see the civic society being there. In my opinion, the crucial moment, not only in Finnish, but maybe in the Northern European history. Okay, and that's how the Republic and capital city developed into the seat of parliament, into the seat of central cultural, professional, and many other institutions like the parliament, still reflecting the classical spirit of Helsinki. And maybe the normalization in the post-war period started in 1952, when Helsinki became one of the Olympic cities. That's at least considered to be a very crucial moment. I hope we have a possibility to present to you the history, even the unpleasant or a kind of wrong layers of history in Helsinki, the memory places linked to the wars, the Swedish-Russian War in early 19th century, the First World War, of course, and the Civil War, and then the separate wars against Soviet Union and the Russian Revolution. They are all present in the narrative of Helsinki history. Still, you can see the division of class society, the working class area, the bourgeoisie city where the university is located in the central square, and how these foreign powers, Swedish past, Russian history, German presence, are linked into the national and local histories today. We hope to do some walks and guided tours just to show you how the layered past is present, even in the current narratives. And hopefully we have a lot of scholars, intellectuals, writers to discuss how these national and local narratives are made in the today's European context. The most interesting fact is maybe, as I tried to explain to you, that Helsinki still uses the buildings and the institutions created during the so-called imperial period. One exception is the church in Suomenlinna, which was reshaped after the independence. Otherwise, okay, the two churches, the Uspensky Cathedral and the Dome of Helsinki, might tell you the story of being located in between East and West, Uspensky being the biggest Orthodox church in the western part of Europe. And today's modern architecture, the narrative of modernism and modernization is present. Finlandia Hall is located just annexed to the Oodi Library, which was opened up in 2017 in the 100 years of independence. So we are going to make a walk. You can see the Parliament House, symbolizing the Republican spirit of Helsinki. So, hope to see you all. Welcome and have a nice summer, and thank you for these days. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We are counting also for a good food in Helsinki. We tested already, so it is really worth to go there.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I give the floor to Robert Kostro, who will say the last words of this symposium, I would like to thank a few of people responsible for this whole event. First, Robert Kostro and his team, especially Marta Winiarek and Michał Przeperski. And then the team of the European Network Remembrance and Solidarity, and especially Maria Naimska and Aleksandra Kalinowska, who were responsible for organizing all that work. But also Joanna Orłoś, Ewelina Szpak, Magdalena Żelazowska, Monika Haber, Agnieszka Osiak, Beata Drzazga, Wojciech Pazik, Helena Link, Magdalena Ważny, Agnieszka Kucharska, Natalia Pomian, Gabor Dani, Iwona Szelewa, Marianna Sadownik, Julia Machnowska, Konrad Bielecki, Agnieszka Olczak, Barbara Welsh, and last but not least, Iga Raczyńska. Thank you very much to all of you. And now I'm passing a micro to Robert Kostro.
First, I thank Rafał for organizing this event and for this initiative. It was a great pleasure to us to host you all. And I believe that Warsaw is a good place to discuss about freedom, but also Warsaw is also a good place to live in. So I hope that many of you will come back here to Warsaw and also to our museum, especially when we have finished the exhibition above us. Thank you very much. It was great to be here with you.